Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I had this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. Hello, Dental 18 listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, it is the acoustics in the car day. I'm headed back to Spokane Airport. Just finished up with an office. Don't worry, for those of you who listen to my podcast about speeding tickets, you better believe I'm going to go the speed limit through Colfax this time. I'm headed back through that area, so it's kind of fun to be back in this area. So today I wanted to dive into a couple different topics. The first one I'm going to talk about today on this drive is going to be about bonuses. Bonuses I get asked about a lot. Like, people are always wanting to know, do bonuses really work? A lot of people want to implement a bonus in hopes of motivating their team to be more effective than they are right now. They're thinking, bonus them. Other reasons for implementing a bonus system is that the doctor thinks, well, hey, I'm benefiting. I want my team to benefit. So I started thinking about this, and I have a mixed opinion about bonuses. So team members, hold tight, hang on. This is Kiera coming from the team member side and also the owner side, because there are two different perspectives of bonuses. One, on a team member side, I will tell you guys straight up, I hated offices that put a bonus into play just as the dangling carrot that we would never actually reach. It wasn't an attainable bonus. Also, though, as a team member, I didn't realize that the reality is a bonus should be given not as an expectation, but as a bonus where we actually went above and beyond and we were able to really bonus as a company. So, and then it's one of those things where goals should be set as a stretch. So it shouldn't just be where we're going to knock this out of the park. Then it's no longer a goal, and that's just our average everyday, day in, day out protocol. So it's kind of tricky as a team member. You've got to set the expectations that, guess what, guys? We're an awesome office and we're going to continue to grow. So we're going to set this goal. After we've hit it about 2 to 3 months in a row, we know it's no longer a goal. That's just a standard. And we need to increase the goal to make sure it keeps stretching and growing us. Now, as a team member, I remember feeling a little frustrated when those goals would be raised. However, think about it. If you're running a 10-minute mile and you're able to do that consistently, well, that's now just a standard. You can do that. So to get better and to progress, because progress equals happiness, we need to increase that goal. Yes, your doctor will make more money, but at the same time, you should also be benefiting from that. Because think about it. If a bonus is based on ratios, so a percentage of collections, as those collections increase, what happens to your bonus? It also increases. So that is something where increasing that amount will actually help the team as well. So I want to talk about bonuses. Bonuses should never, ever, ever be put into place when we are not profitable as a business. Don't worry, guys. I'm equally guilty of this. There are times that I want to bonus my team because I just like them. I also have a weird thing. Okay, this is Kiera being real raw with you all. I have a weird complex that if I don't pay people, people don't like me. I know that sounds crazy weird. I don't think I've got friends a lot of times unless I pay them. And if you look around my world, all the people that were my friends, I bring them in and have them become people that work on my team. So watch out. If you're one of my friends, you might end up with a job with me. But it's kind of crazy because I feel like, well, the only way to tell my team that I appreciate them is through financial. Me giving them the kudos, me telling them what a great job they're doing. A lot of times I don't think that's as great as giving them a bonus. And I feel bad as an employer that if I'm not bonusing my team with monetary means, I'm not being a good employer. Don't worry, that's not truth. That is not truth. That's the philosophy of Kiera Dent's mind that gets all muddled and mingled in there. But check yourself as to why you're doing a bonus. Is it because your team's going above and beyond, or are they just doing their job and you feel guilty? If they're going above and beyond, that's when a bonus is fantastic. If they're just doing their job, that's not giving them a bonus. That's their job. They should be doing that. So I'm not going to give a bonus to hold people accountable to do the job that they know they should be doing. So those types of things are areas where we really need to check ourselves with bonuses. I have seen bonuses be incredibly fantastic, and I've seen them be incredibly awful. It just depends on how you implement them. So as a business owner, it is your responsibility. And team members, make sure your doctor is not giving you a bonus unless your practice is profitable. I know we all want bonuses and we all want to make more money. However, we also want jobs that are safe, secure, and reliable. If that business owner is giving out bonuses when they're not profitable, that business is in really, really hot water. We do not want to be causing that. I cannot think of a single team member that I have ever met that if they knew that that business was not profitable, would want their doctor to be paying them a bonus. I promise you, team members don't think like that. Human beings don't think like that. Unless you're kind of crazy, then that's fine. Have that discussion with yourself. But we want to be working when your business is profitable. Because if we're not profitable, we've got to also look to see why we're not profitable. So this is, as a business owner, you need to check yourself. Is your overhead in check? Are your supplies in check? Is your payroll in check? Is your production in check with the expenses you've done, or have you over leveraged yourself? As a business owner, I feel it is my moral responsibility to my team that trusts me to run a business effectively so they have a job. I take that very, very, very seriously. So with that said, I do not implement a bonus until I know that I'm profitable. And I know, and I don't implement a bonus system until, for most practices, you are at a 65% or lower overhead. We do not suggest a bonus is put into place. Now, a lot of people think, well, if I put a bonus in place, it will help me get to 65% overhead because then my team is going to be motivated. They're going to help me produce more. I disagree. Because I think what you're doing is a flash in the pan motivation that will not be sustained. Motivation comes and goes, but the personalities, the habits that you have created, that is long term. So you got to make sure your culture and your people on your team are good employees and they're working with you and they're connected to those goals before a bonus system is ever implemented. Now, bonus systems, Mark and I will talk about how our bonus system is based on percentages of hitting the key factors of a practice that are sustainable. So for example, production and collection, easy metrics for us to watch, measure, and achieve as a team. So we want to make sure we're bonusing off of that. However, it should also be tied to overhead. Now, as a team member, I struggled with this heavily because I thought, well, I don't know that I really can help an overhead. That's not true. Overhead has two pieces to it. We've talked about this a lot. So if you don't know this yet, dive into the Dental A Team podcast and learn what overhead is. Overhead has two parts to it, fixed and variable. Fixed, let's talk about some fixed costs of an overhead. An overhead, for definition, means all the expenses necessary to make this business run. So we're talking the rent, the payroll, the supplies, the marketing, all those things are expenses that go into the overhead. We want it to be at least 65%. So of our total collections, 65% of that, and that's not even our best practices. We actually like our practices to be closer to 50 or 45% overhead. We then want you guys to be profitable because guess what? Just because we see that much money in the bank account, doctors have debt services as well, like their student loans, their practice loan, all those different loans that they also have to pay out that aren't even calculated into the overhead. So guys, that's why we got to produce a lot to help our doctors with these expenses that they put forth, that they leverage, that they take the risk on to make sure we have an awesome job. So with overhead, there are fixed and variable expenses. A fixed expense, that's like our rent. Rent, we can't change that. So that's a fixed cost. But a variable cost is one that we can change. That's like supplies or labs or our payroll. Believe it or not, team members, you can help a lot by making sure you're not racking up the clock, getting overtime. That impacts the overhead, and that means we have to outproduce that to make up for it. So those little areas can help out a lot. So bonuses should never be put into place until what percent of overhead? If you said 65% or lower, you are correct. So we don't implement a bonus until that point. Now, bonuses, I have seen them become real scary. So you've got to set good expectations that the bonus is put into place as a bonus for when we go above our goal. Once we hit that goal for 3 months, it's no longer a goal, it's a standard, and we will be increasing it. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was in Belize in my sleep, I said one of my most famous speeches. I said, we do not manage people, we manage expectations. And I firmly believe that. So if you can manage those expectations, your people will follow you. It's much easier for me to know every 3 months that we hit this goal in a row, it's no longer a goal. We're going to increase that goal because I want to be part of a growing practice. That's what I want to do. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to see how far we can push our limits. So that's when a bonus should be put into place. I personally, Mark Costas, he's got the bonus of production, collection, and overhead. When all three of those are hit, so below 65% overhead, the team bonuses 1% of collection. If it's below 50% overhead, the team bonuses 2% of collection. Then that bonus is divided amongst all team members based on the amount of hours that they work. So this way, the part-time people aren't bonusing as much as the full-time people. So that's kind of a simple way for you to do it. Hygienists are on their own bonus system. They're producers. So anytime they produce over their daily goal, they would bonus on that. There's easy ways to track this. So that's a great way that you can start to bonus your team, again, if you are in a proper profitability of your practice. And the reason for it, check yourself. Are you like me where you just feel guilty and that you don't think anyone will be your friend or stay with you if you don't bonus them? Are you doing a bonus because as you grow, you want your team to grow? That's my second motivator. I really, truly believe if my team is busting their buns and we are growing and producing better, I want my team to do better. I really, truly do. But I want them to do better because I love and adore them and they work hard and they make my life easier. That might sound snotty, but honestly, I really do. I have a team of people around me, not so I can sit here and manage them and tell them what to do and think for them. I want a team that makes my life easier, where they're thinking on their own. They're coming up with innovative ideas. That's the team I want to bonus, not the one that literally are little robots. I don't want to bonus that team. I can get that team from anybody. I don't want that. I want the team that's thinking on their own of how to make this more successful. So next, we've got that percentage down. 1%, 2%. Okay, quiz time. What time are you doing that 2% bonus? When it's 2% of collections, do we do that? When our overhead's down below 50% and we've hit our production and our collection. All right, it's divided amongst team members. Quiz time. Is it divided equally? No, it's divided amongst the amount of hours that you're putting in. So that way our full-time people are bonused more than our part-time people. Now you can break this up. So let's say hypothetical, we have this 2% or 1% of collections. So if it's 1% of collections, let's just say for easy math, let's say I've got $5,000. Okay. So our bonus is $5,000. Of that, that would be 1% of our collections. Okay. If you guys want to really quiz your team, have them figure out what 1%, 5,000, 1%, how much did that practice produce that month? Figure that out. Let me know if you guys got it. Okay. So now we have $5,000. A lot of offices will split that $5,000 amongst all team members based on the amount of hours they work. Another model that you can do is say 20% of that $5,000 goes to the management or executive team. Honestly, they put in a lot of work. They drive every single department in your practice. I'm okay to bonus those people a little bit more. I think as teams, we know those people do a lot more for us, and all team members are usually okay if their management team gets paid more. If not, check your team's culture and find out why. So let's say of that $5,000, 20%, so $1,000 goes to our management team and is divided amongst our managers. Then you can take 60 or 80% of that 5,000, let's say 80%. But if we do 80% of what's remaining, so we take that $1,000 out, so 4,000, we're going to pay 80% of that to our team. We're going to divide that up. That's then going to leave, so we took 80% of 4,000. That's going to leave us with $800 remaining. Okay. So because we've got an extra 20% because we didn't give that away. So we've got $800. We gave $3,200 to all of our team members, divided that amongst if they're full-time or part-time. Now we have $800. That $800 goes to the management team for kudos of team members. Meaning, let's say we have four team members on our management team. That would mean each team member gets $200. The management team member gets $200. What they can do with that $200 is they determine the team members on their team that went above and beyond. Because we all know on a team, not everybody pulls the weight equally. There are some that are just those rock stars, and it's not always the same person every single month. Some months, Kaylee is my honest to goodness outstanding rock star. Other times Tiffany comes in like shining, like she's hiring like a machine. Other times Tina's coming in and she is just crushing our company. She's closing lead sales left and right. Other times Jenny, she is my clutch girl. She came into play last minute, got me home on a flight. Other times it's Ashley. Ashley's coming in with innovative ideas and ways to make the company better. Other times it's Tarly. She's giving us brilliant wisdom. You name it. There's people on our team. Sometimes it's Brenna. Brenna will think of how to get our podcast even better than it already is. So it just depends on who's the rock star for that month. Doesn't mean we're not all rock stars, but everyone goes above and beyond at different times. So those $200, the executive team or the management team gets to determine which team members went above and beyond that will get an even additional bonus. I love this model because as a team member who was always busting my buns, there is no way for me to go above and beyond. This is ways that you can actually reward those that go above and beyond and dazzle without breaking the bank, but also giving recognition to those team members. It also gives your management team members an area that they're able to bonus the team members for those that went above and beyond. So that way we're all looking for ways to grow the practice in a more innovative and effective way. All right, you guys have the breakdown for bonuses. I also don't like entitlement. I have seen that sometimes a bonus becomes an entitlement, and that breaks my heart because guess what, team members? Your doctor do not have to give bonuses at all. And so when your office does, like, please check yourself as a team member. Don't worry, I'm right there with you. That sometimes I get greedy. Sometimes I get an expectation that my doctor, I work hard and they should pay me more. I got to check myself and my ego on that one. No, they shouldn't. They have no obligation to do that to me. And I need to make sure I'm constantly appreciative and grateful. They're appreciative for me and they want to share. They don't have to share. It's kind of like, gosh, I grew up with 7 siblings. And at church sometimes we would have, they'd give treats in our classes. And I would always hope that I had been nice enough to my little siblings that got the snacks that they'd want to share with me after church. But guess what? That younger sibling did not have to share with me. But they could if they wanted to. And the amount that they gave me versus they gave my older brother or my younger brothers, it wasn't always equal because sometimes that sibling liked one of us better than the others. And that's okay. That just helped me realize man, my little sister Letitia, that's really her name, guys. Little Letitia, sometimes she would get the snacks and sometimes I wasn't super nice to her or I didn't go above and beyond to help her. And she was always the one that got the snacks. So I started working harder to be nicer to her because I would usually get better snacks. It was a motivation for me. But Letitia never had to share her snacks with me that she received after church. Never. It was something that she could choose to do because that was ultimately her snack. She got to determine what to do with it and what she wanted. I have some very, very, very successful offices that do bonuses not monthly like this, but instead they do other fun things. So maybe they do Sephora gift cards, or maybe they'll do a random poker chip where every day that you hit goal, you get to choose a poker chip from the bag and you get paid a certain dollar amount. There are lots and lots of different ways to do bonuses. I would strongly advise not doing a tiered bonus, meaning week 1, we hit goal. If we hit it the second week, we get paid more. Week 3, we get paid more. And week 4, we get paid more. That's a real dreamy bonus, but it's also a real scary one because your practice can get in hot water real quick and you didn't even realize it. So be sure your practice is in profitable mode. Look to see how much you could afford with that bonus. And then after that, implement, but let your team know the expectations. We're managing expectations. We're not managing people. So you guys, go try it out. Bonuses are so fun. It's fun to celebrate together. Sometimes it can even just be doing a happy hour after work as a bonus. It doesn't always have to be monetary. So check yourself. Why are you doing bonuses? Also, maybe you rotate the bonus up every quarter. Maybe we're going to do 3 months of this production, collection, and overhead. Maybe the next time we keep our overhead in check. So overhead always has to maintain a part of it. But then every time that we hit bonus, we're going to do a party if we hit it so many times. Or we're going to do a percentage of same day treatment that we add into the schedule. You name it. You can cut and dice and slice bonuses in lots and lots of different ways. And I do think that they're really effective when they're done for the right reasons. So go try it out. Make sure your practice is profitable. And then look for ways to have bonuses. And team members, I am rooting for you. I want you working in practices that are profitable, that are successful, that you are helping push the needle forward so it can grow and you guys can bonus together as a team because we all went above and beyond. All right, docs, try it out. Let me know. Ask questions. If you don't know if you can implement a bonus or not, shoot. Send us an email Ask those questions. That's why the Dental Aid team is here. So you can ask those uncomfortable questions to people that work in your shoes, that we just don't understand you. We are you. I've had to figure it out. Can I afford a bonus? Can I not? Do we bonuses based on what our numbers look like? And why am I doing a bonus? So send us an email, hello@thedentalaidteam.com, and I will happily help you out. So all of you, go try those bonuses out and let me know how they work. You also might have other ideas of how your team bonuses. So send me an email. Let me know how you've seen bonuses work really, really, really well, or offices that you've heard. I believe in the spirit of collaboration. All right, Dental Aid team listeners, thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you next time on the Dental Aid Team podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental Aid Team podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.